beyond wretched. And to think you lived with this for all of your life. It must be difficult knowing that the sweet release of death that could have granted you your freedom from this curse is no longer something you can look forward to. Do you think it was worth the sacrifice you made? Your friend could have lived through so many battles just like he wanted to. His mortality is what keeps him from fulfilling that dream of having a legacy that lasts throughout the ages. He'll die without any accolades to his name, like so many others. Even if they were by my hand, he could have seen it all. For the cost of his strength, I could have given him centuries of battles against foes he could never dream of coming face to face with on his own. But look at the consequences of your actions. He has lost that opportunity while you have cursed the both of us to centuries of suffering, and I have no power to show for it. You have given me nothing but a perpetual ailment that I am forced to endure for the rest of my life. You have corrupted an entire legacy of souls from countless generations with your impetuous decision to save the life of a warrior who could have made a name for himself. All that I have strived to achieve is ruined. As if you would spit in the face of your sacrifice to stand at the end of my blade once again. He will die without glory before he chooses to wield a weapon again. His soul will soon be tainted by inaction. Without the will to fight, he will grow weak. And I have no such use for those whose strength cannot further my own. I have to hope for another warrior that stood as proudly as he did. One whose friends would not be so willing to take a hit from the soul-binding spell in his stead. Yours is one who needs to be buried beneath hundreds of more worthy and healthful souls to compensate for your frailty. And that will take many years. I look for strong warriors at their peak, not just those of healthful mind and body. And I must ensnare their souls when they are at their strongest to reap their benefits. But because of you, I have been set back in my strength. You have forced me into considering the souls of the less experienced. Your ailment holds me back from my potential. It has made me weak. Was it your goal all along to weaken me enough to allow your friend to kill us both? Is that how you expected to set yourself free? Upon his blade? That pain you would have felt is nothing compared to what you will have to live with until the day I die. Be it after centuries of wallowing in the pain you've so ungraciously cursed us with, or by the blade of someone who wishes death on me even more than you did the moment you decided your friend's life was more important. Unfortunately, you were not meant to be a martyr. And you can't even pray for someone to take up that position for you. No one will ever be allowed to do what you did ever again. Next time, I will know to end the lives of everyone my adversaries hold dear. That way we have less distractions and a greater will to get stronger before they can face me. I will silence the pain you bring me before I even consider raising my blade against someone of that league again. For myself, your pain will last. I know little of what curing the ailments of a soul can do outside of what it does for me. But even without the burns and the scars of those souls of warriors remaining, their screams still live on through the centuries. Maybe for their loved ones, who they will never see until I die. But there is little to learn from them when they all speak above each other within the depths of my own soul. I've learned to speak only with those who need speaking to. Or at least the ones who don't continue to cry. Unless you have a purpose outside of causing me suffering, you will end up just like the others. How often do you cry? Or has a life of nothing but pain forced you to use up all your tears for a lifetime? Then you will sit back silently and listen to centuries of others' tears. Give me a reason why you shouldn't. If there is one thing I could learn from you, it would be your ability to withstand so much pain. I am less keen on taking after your masochistic need to live with it for years beyond what your maker intended for you. I have no need for your courage. The one I have is made for battle. Yours is not. I have plans to live after my battles. Martyrdom doesn't suit someone who fights for their own benefit. I know what it means to protect someone more than you ever will. If I die, all the souls I've taken would die along with me. It is my duty to not waste the lives I made into part of my own. Their legacies have no one else to live on through, so I must keep myself alive to keep them and everything they stood for alive. Yes, that means you as well, even if it was forced on me. I have no way of removing your soul. The binding is permanent until death. Until then, I carry your legacy. What is it that you stand for? Unfortunately, the union of our souls has done the very opposite of what you might have hoped to achieve in life. Being as ill as you makes me vulnerable. Future souls will grant me the protection you could only dream of giving others. Whether you believe that or not, you only had one chance to protect your friend's soul. You have given up your one use in that regard. Oh? Tell me, how desperate do you have to be to want to make yourself useful to the very person who took your life? As kind as you may wish to be, what you did was no accident. I know you were aware of what the consequences were for merging your soul with mine. You heard my offer to your friend. Both of you understood it well. And you do know that there is nothing you can do to take back the illness that you shared with me. But I suppose it's the only fair price for my own greed. I have learned to cope with the pain of battle, be it my own wounds or those I take on from my adversaries. But I know little of dealing with illness, much less yours. You say this, and yet, had you not wished your ailments upon anyone, we would not be in this predicament. But I trust you do know the means of living with it, given how long you've lasted until now. Until your soul becomes buried by others, I suppose there's little I can do other than heed your advice. I carry on the legacies of many. The greatest warriors still come to mind with ease. And yet above all others, I will remember you the most for how much you've set me back. Is that the sort of legacy you wish for yourself? Think of it how you will. But in a way, you hold the title of the one who has given me the greatest wound of all. That is something many have hoped to achieve before you. Their lives only serve to make me stronger. And so, even once your soul is buried among the others, your memory will always live on, as that of my greatest adversary.